Welcome to this explainer. Look, whether you're out on a dusty construction site or sitting in an air-conditioned office, this training is absolutely critical. We're diving straight into fire safety basics for the Malaysian workplace, and we're going to give you the exact, no-nonsense steps you need to stay alive if a fire breaks out. Because guys, the threat is incredibly real. In 2022 alone, Bomba Malaysia recorded a staggering 2,847 workplace fires. Just let that sink in for a second. That's nearly 8 fires every single day right here in Malaysia. We kind of tend to think, oh, that'll never happen to me. But the reality, it happens constantly. And the devastation goes way beyond the immediate physical danger. Fires wiped out RM 1.2 billion in property loss in just a single year. Think about that. A single stray spark can literally obliterate inventory, completely melt down machinery, and wipe out hundreds of jobs overnight. So here's our high-stakes roadmap for today. 1. The enemy. Looking at the science of fire. 2. The arsenal. How to actually use an extinguisher. 3. The shield. Stopping fires before they start. 4. The escape. Your emergency procedures. And 5. The wrap-up. A quick self-check. All right, let's jump right into section 1. The enemy. To defeat a workplace fire, we first have to demystify how it actually survives. And it all comes down to a really fundamental concept known as the fire triangle. For any fire to exist at all, it absolutely requires 3 elements at the exact same time. First, you need fuel, so anything that can burn, right? Wood, paper, plastic, gas. Second, heat, an ignition source like a random spark, an open flame, or even just a super hot surface on a machine. And third, oxygen, which is conveniently just hanging out in the normal air around us. But here is the secret. If you remove just one of these elements, the fire cannot exist. It is completely destroyed. You either starve it of its fuel, smother its oxygen, or cool down its heat. Now here's the kicker. Not all fires are the exact same. We have to look at the classes of fire. Class A, those are your ordinary fires like wood and cloth. Water, foam works perfectly there. But then you have Class B, which is for flammable liquids like petrol and solvents. For that, you need foam or CO2, and you absolutely do not use water. Class C is electrical fires, computers, server panels, again, strictly CO2 or dry powder. And Class F is for cooking oils in kitchens, which needs a very specialized wet chemical extinguisher. Different classes demand highly specific tools. And guys, using the wrong tool isn't just an oops moment, it's a fatal mistake. Take this real-world incident from a Kuala Lumpur office in 2020. An air conditioner short-circuited. A worker, acting super fast but without the proper knowledge, grabbed a water extinguisher to fight this Class C electrical fire. He suffered a severe electric shock, and 2 of his colleagues who tried to pull him away were also injured. Water conducts electricity. Spraying it onto a live electrical fire causes electrocution, explosions, and rapid fire spread. It's a deadly error. Moving right along to section 2, the arsenal. Let's get you armed with the exact knowledge you need to fight back safely. Okay, so you've got the correct extinguisher in your hands. What now? You literally only need to remember one word. PASS. This is the pass technique. Step 1, pull the pin. This breaks that little tamper seal and mechanically unlocks the handle. Step 2, aim low. Point the nozzle directly at the base of the fire, not the top. Step 3, squeeze the handle firmly and steadily. And step 4, sweep from side to side, slowly across the base until the fire is completely out. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. Burn those physical steps into your memory right now. But hey, when people panic, they make dangerous mistakes. First off, they aim right at the giant flames. Don't do this. The flames are just the result of the fire. You have to attack the base. Second, never turn your back on a fire, even after you think you've totally extinguished it. It can suddenly reignite and trap you. Always back away slowly while keeping your eyes locked right on that fire zone. All right, section 3, the shield. Let's pivot from fighting fires to preventing them, because the absolute best fire is the one that never actually starts. Get this, 34% of workplace fires in Malaysia actually start from electrical faults. In 2022, a painting factory learned this the hardest way possible. Workers overloaded a single everyday extension cord and just left it running overnight. It sparked, caught fire, and caused RM $850,000 in damages. A totally mundane, careless act like overloading a socket can destroy a business. You have to switch off equipment when it's idle and strictly respect electrical limits. Then we have chemical storage, which is a whole other major risk. You absolutely must store flammable chemicals in DOSH-approved cabinets, keep them at least 3 meters away from any ignition sources, and ensure every single thing is clearly labeled. On the flip side, never store them near electrical panels, don't leave the containers open, and never block access to your fire extinguishers. A chemical warehouse in Shah Alam actually ignored these rules in 2020. They stored solvents right near their electrical gear. It sparked a massive 6-hour fire that injured 4 firefighters and cost 3.2 million ringgit. Proper storage behaviors? Totally non-negotiable. Which brings us to Section 4, the escape. Let's talk emergency procedures, because when that alarm sounds, every single second counts. Here is your crystal clear 6-step emergency protocol. 1. Discover. You smell smoke or you hear that alarm ringing. 2. Raise the alarm. Immediately activate the nearest call point and physically shout fire so people hear you. 3. Call 994 to get bomber on the way immediately. 4. Evacuate. Use the dedicated fire exits only, no lifts, and close the doors behind you to slow the fire. 5. Muster. Head straight to your predetermined assembly point and do not re-enter the building. 6. Assist. Help those who need evacuation support, but only if it is completely safe for you to do so. Now, while you're executing that escape, there are some absolute life or death tactics you need to follow. Do walk quickly and calmly. Do not run or push. Do stay low if there's smoke in the air. Honestly, crawl if you have to, because toxic smoke always rises. Do touch closed doors with the back of your hand before opening them to check for intense heat. But equally important are the don'ts. Absolutely don't use elevators. The power could fail and trap you in a smoke-filled shaft. Don't stop to grab your laptop, your phone, or your bag. And under 0 circumstances do you ever re-enter a burning building. All right, let's bring it all together in Section 5, the wrap-up. Time for a quick self-check to see how prepared you actually are. I want you to stop and look around you, right at this exact moment. Where is your nearest fire exit? Is it to your left? Down the hall? And more importantly, do you know for an absolute fact that it is currently clear and unlocked? If the alarm sounded right this second, could you get out safely without tripping over a pile of boxes or slamming into a chain door? Next vital question for you: who is your designated fire warden? Every single Malaysian workplace has to have one. This is the person trained to lead the evacuation, sweep the floor, and conduct the roll call. You need to know who they are. And once you evacuate, where exactly is your designated assembly point? You can't just wander out into the street or go sit in your car. You have to go to that specific muster point so your warden can officially account for you and tell Bomba that everyone is safe. Honestly, if you can't answer even one of those questions right now, your life could literally be at risk. To wrap up our key takeaways today, remember the fire triangle, use the PASS technique, prevent those electrical and chemical hazards, and strictly follow the 6-step emergency escape protocol. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Please click the link below to complete your mandatory safety assessment. And hey, stay safe out there.